Can you tell that we've just been to see The Dark Knight Rises? Like I said, we went to see The Dark Knight Rises, and no, I will not be giving away any spoilers, so don't worry. Before I get into it, do you remember that I once said there seems to be a trend with superhero films? What I'm talking about is that the first movie is great. For example, Superman, Spider-Man and Batman Begins. A second film is usually better. For example, Superman 2, Spider-Man 2 and The Dark Knight. And the third is, well, not so good. For example, Superman 3, Spider-Man 3 and... well now, you're probably wondering if The Dark Knight Rises follows that trend. Well, my answer is...
for the love of Alfred, tell them!
The Dark Knight Rises has broken that trend. In fact, it smashed it to pieces. The new film is awesome. No wait, I take that back. It is incredible. It fully lives up to the hype. Yes, it does have its flaws. All films do. But you hardly notice as you lap up every second of the film. Despite how much your bladder protests. The film's time length is almost at 3 hours, but unlike the truly slow Titanic, The Dark Knight Rises is worth every moment of that time. Admittedly, I went to see this in IMAX. Nah, it had to be done. But it was not in 3D. In fact, this just proves that a film does not have to be in 3D for it to be a cinematic marvel. I don't do it that often, but I urge you to go see this movie, as I easily give it a... go see it. Now. As I was settling into my seat to watch The Dark Knight Rises, a trailer came onto the screen that sent me into a geek frenzy. As soon as I saw the studio credits come onto the screen, I knew instantly what it was. Man of Steel, the new Superman film! They hardly showed us anything, but it got me worked up. I think my seat almost collapsed. It looks beyond epic. Well, I hope it is. As it turns out, there are two versions of the same trailer. One has a Jor-El voiceover, the other has a Jonathan Kent. I shall put links for both of them in the description below. The only drawback is I have to wait until next year in June for it. Pooh. I know, I don't normally review books. Perhaps I should. But I had to show you this one. This book is awesome. I haven't finished it yet, but I have read every single word so far. And I'm being honest. I've only just about reached the time that I started collecting comics. 1991 for you nosy people. But I've been fascinated throughout the book, and it has answered a few questions I had. Such as, where was Green Lantern Hal Jordan? Yes, at the time there was 3 of them. During the epic Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have to say a massive thanks to my littlest brother and future sister-in-law for buying it me for my birthday. And just so you know, there is one for Marvel too. I might even buy it. Even though I don't collect Marvel comics. Anybody who loves anything about DC should really get this book. And yes, it only goes up to 2010, but I'm not bothered. I've got the last 2 years stored up here. Along with a bajillion other things.
Can I read it?
When it's that big and heavy, you might fall into it and get crushed. So yeah.
Cool. Hey, wait a minute.
Huh, this episode's all about DC Comics. Not that I'm complaining. I have to go now. Please check out my main show, SmegChris, and on my second channel where I do my vlogs. And also you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter by clicking the links down there below. Until the next time, peace out. Like I said, we went to see The Dark Knight Rises, and don't worry, I will not be giving you jibby-jibby-jibbies. You know what I mean. While I was settling into my seat to watch The Dark Knight Rises, a trailer came onto the screen that had me As it turns out, there are 2 versions of the same trailer, and I shall put links for both of them down there in the below. In the below? How do I do a dramatic pause? I know. And it just so happens to be a Superman cup. Oh my god, this is full of DC stuff. I love it. Okay. Oh man, better do this before it gets cold. Okay.